Today we're going to talk about how to stand out when you sell the same damn thing as everyone else. So first, I just want to acknowledge before we start that I got to say it. I see you. Like most MSPs, you're busting your ass. You're delivering great service for your clients, and that deserves some recognition. And it's also the same thing that bums me out. It's all that hard work is why I'm really bummed out, because y'all sound the same. A small few recognize what I'm about to tell you next, and then they adapt because of it. But I'm really glad everyone's here today to talk about all this. But first, I do have an important warning. So what comes next is either going to make you absolutely love this and want to dive in, or it's going to make you hate this and you're just going to be like, I'm out, see ya. Especially today, the day that it is. But whatever happens, let's hope Jamie and RingLogix doesn't end this thing right from the start, because she hasn't seen my slides. She has no idea what's coming. I think I said this on the last Tactical Thursday I did, but no one gives a shit about your MSP. They just don't. No one cares until they do, which means if you are the trusted partner, if you are taking care of IT so you can take care of your business. If you're you streamline your business with managed IT services, you're the same as everybody else. And when you sound the same, you become the same. And when buyers think you're the same, do you know what happens? I think you all know what happens. You compete on price. It's a race to the bottom. The cheapest is rarely the best, and one of two things happens. Either it's not the best for the client because the client gets shafted in its crappy service, or it's not the best for the MSP because you're earning so much less than you could be earning, and you're busting your ass for that client, and you should be earning more. And so that's what today is all about. What's our goal? Our goal today, when we go through all these different exercises, is to get you known for one thing. We want to become known for one thing. And the great thing about this is, even if everyone here sells exactly the same thing, you can differentiate on your message. You can differentiate on how you show up in the market. So you might not know me. Hi, I'm Zach. So I wanted to work in baseball. I went to college, wanted to work in baseball. I sent all these letters out. I have rejection letters from you see all the gray hair, so I'm going to date myself, but Steinbrenner and Marge Schott and Ron Schuler was the GM of the White Sox back then. I have all these rejection letters, probably in my parents' attic somewhere. I have zero technical chops. I'm about as technical as this pen, but I do have a degree in philosophy, which once upon a time made my mother kind of bawl. And so how can someone with all of this zero technical chops, a degree in philosophy, end up with a 20-year career in product marketing for tech? And now I'm into my 9th year working messaging and positioning for technology and technology adjacent companies, including some MSPs who are represented here. So how is this even possible? How's it possible for someone with zero technical chops to be able to build a career and a life in tech? I'll tell you in one word. And this word is key to everything we're going to do. It's clarity. It's clarity. This is why we're here today, because when you get crystal clear on what you sell and you align it with your audience cares, you stand out for good stuff, you attract more buyers, and you sell more stuff. One note. I am not looking at Zoom right now. I have my presentation right in front of me, so I cannot see if anybody's popping stuff in the chat. So Jamie,
I'm checking for you.
All right, cool.
I got you, Zach.
And then there's a reason why Jamie made it so the mics could turn on. If you want to interrupt me, if you have a question, interrupt me. You're not going to throw me off, I promise. by the end, I may be rushing towards the end if I need to, but I'd rather answer people's questions as we go, so we can make this as interactive as you want it to be.
Cool. And
So,
one thing I want to bring up too, before, in case we run out of time and I don't have time at the end, when we do these webinars, with some of our partners, or we have invited guests like Zach, we don't share your information with that vendor or that guest. So if you like what you've heard so far too, please feel free to drop your first name, last name, business name, and email address in the chat so that we can give that to Zach for follow-up. If you want follow-up, you want to subscribe to his newsletters, his other webinars, anything like that, we don't give it to him. So, but if you want to give it to him in the chat, feel free to do that throughout this presentation. So if you like what you heard so far, drop your name and your email in there. If you, feel like you need to do it later and you want to see what's coming, but if you want to be on his mailing list, go ahead and drop that in because we don't give it to him. Okay. Cool.
all right.
All right, Zach.
Cool. So today we're going to talk about how to make clarity work for you so you stand out for all the right stuff. It's just 3 steps. The first step is we're going to get to the essence. We're going to get to the essence of what it is that you sell and connect it with the people that need it. We're going to map it to exactly what you do. And then the third thing, we're going to apply it everywhere. That's it. This is it. So what today isn't, I'm not going to give you a laundry list of tactics. You won't hear any silver bullet hacks from me because there's no such thing. And you definitely aren't going to get something you try once and ditch, not if you want to be successful. But what you will get today is you're going to get a proven way to stand out, even when you sell the same damn thing as the next company. You're going to have a shift in how you see what you do and how you say what you do. And then finally, you're going to have an approach that you can actually start right away. So before I jump off, get into step 1, is everybody with me? Are there any questions? I can see the chat. I lied.
Okay, I still got you.
All right, cool. I'm gonna keep motoring then. So okay, yeah. So step 1, get to the essence. I warned you. I was a philosophy major. I loved the ancient Greek, specifically Aristotle. And Aristotle talked about essence in some of his works. And he said the ancient Greek is to T, N, and I. And it's literally translated as the what it was to be. The essence. I like to say, getting to the essence, it's the thing that makes the thing be the thing. So if you think of your business, what is the thing that makes your business your business? What is the thing that makes this service this service? It's one thing. So to get to the essence of whatever it is that we sell is critical because that's the thing we want to shine a bright light on. So why do we want to get to the essence? Well, most get stuck here. We're stuck in the trees. We're real close. The trees are like what you offer. We're talking in the weeds. We're talking all the details. But when people are looking for something, they're not interested yet in the details. We want the big picture. The trees are a part of that big picture, but we have to have something that shows that we're different. And that's why we want to get to the essence. When we get to the essence, the core thing, it becomes much easier to talk about the entire business and map that business and that thing to the offerings that we have. So you think of it as like the trees are all your IT services. The landscape is where that difference in what sets you apart, where that lies. So to get to the essence, it's remarkably simple. It's not always so easy, but it's remarkably simple. And we're just answering 3 questions. We're answering 3 questions. So think about what I want you to do is think about what's the thing you want to be known for. and then go through this exercise for that. And I'm going to show you how in a bit, but it's, what is it? So this thing that we're talking about, what is it at its highest level, at its core? We start with one word. What's the one thing that this thing is? Is it a service? Is it a technology? Is it a taco? What is it? What does it do? Same deal, highest level. What's the core? To start here, we start with a verb. We start with a root, and we want this to be strong. So none of the help, none of the empower. What does this do? And you think about it that way, it's kind of challenging. Again, we're going to get to this. I'm going to show you this in a little more detail. And then why does it matter? Not why does it matter to us? Why does it matter to the people it should matter to? So that's your customers. When you're talking about your brand, that's your customers. That's your market, your prospects, the people you want to be customers. Why does this matter to them? Now, I'm going to take a slight detour here because this is really, really important. I'm not a neuroscience expert, but you do a little sleuthing, do a little research with AI these days, you can learn a ton about how the brain works to make decisions. And when you think of people buying, what are they doing? They're making a decision. Do I want to stick with what I have? Do I want to go with you? Do I want to go with somebody else? So the way that decisions are made according to brain science, it's not what people think. Most people think that, oh, we have our pros and cons lists. I want to look to the ROI of working with this company. That's not how it works exactly. The way that decisions work is it starts immediately with that gut reaction the first time they encounter you. That's the lizard brain. That's fight or flight. Then we get the limbic brain, and lizard and limbic happen kind of in tandem very quickly. It's emotion, it's memories, it's arousal. Do I like this? It's not a sexual thing. It's, do I like this? Do I hate this? Oh, this is really cool. That's limbic brain. So the thing about this line right here, this orange line, let me see if there we go. That orange line right there. That orange line is the capacity for language. Above that line, the lizard brain, the limbic brain, this is your gut feel. This isn't, there's no language that goes on here. It's like you're hearing me speak. You either like, wow, I dig this guy. He's tons of energy. Or you're like, this guy's a little too much for me. That's limbic brain and lizard brain. Now, at the tail end of that comes the rational brain. Now, some neuroscientists will say that the decision is made up with the lizard and the limbic immediately, and then the rational brain is what's validating that decision. But rational brain is where the facts come in, and the story ties it all together. But the emotion that is felt right from the start is always remembered, always remembered. I mean, there's that quote. It's totally overused, but it's applicable here. The Maya Angelou quote, which is, people may not remember what you say, but they will remember how you made them feel. That's because of the lizard brain and the limbic brain. So when you look at the path to purchase, how people buy, and we don't have to get too technical about this, but emotion plays a key role. So this is a look at buyer journey. This is strategic product marketing. And if you go look up buyer journey or buyer journey map, you'll see stuff that's all kind of similar to this. This one I kind of like just because of two things. Why change versus why us? Now, if somebody is already knows they have a problem and they're looking for something like what you offer, then you can talk why us all day and it'll be fine. In B2B, most of the market isn't looking for you. I think it was the latest numbers. Now, this is broad B2B and not just MSPs, but broad B2B, it was something like 5% of your addressable market is in market right now looking for a solution. That means that what we have to do is play on why change. Why do if I'm hiring you, it's a change. I already have somebody I use, or my in-house people are fine. It's a change. I heard somebody, is there a question? Okay, I'll keep rolling. So with why change, what we're doing is we're preparing our audience when we have a why change message to hear all about us. All right, I'm going to look at the. Oh, thanks, Jamie. All right,
That's just me.
I know I do have the chat up now so that I can see
Okay.
it and I can address that. So if you're too shy and you want to just type something in the chat, I will be able to see it, I believe.
Yep.
All right, so let's dive in with that context of emotion and how it plays a role. Let's dive in. So when we're answering these questions, I'm going to check my time. Oh, we're totally fine. All right, rock on. When we're answering these questions, I'm going to give you a real quick view of this, and then we're going to play a little game for each of these questions. So what is it? We don't want to overthink this. We're going to start with one thing and then we're going to expand. So one MSP I did work with was a company called Proper Sky. They're an MSP out of Philly. They do a lot of work in the nonprofit space. They work, I mean, they have clients all over the country, but they are based out of Philly. And because they're based out of Philly, and I grew up outside of Philly, so go Birds. But because they're in Philly, they believe in they always said the founder Jim Smith said to me, like, we have a no BS approach. But you went to their site before and looked at it, and they looked the same as everybody else. And so we did what I do something called a message clarity workshop, where what we're doing is we're answering these questions together. And so Jim, we very quickly got to it. Well, Jim, this is staring you right in the face. The name of your company is Proper Sky. So you have your way. It's the proper way. And he was like, oh, the proper way. That's what we're going to define. So that's how we found their thing, the proper way. So when we said, okay, what is the proper way? Well, it's a no BS approach. Okay, that's the one thing it is. It's an approach. No, it's a no BS approach. Now we're expanding. Okay, who's it for? Well, it's for leaders. That's what he said. It's for leaders. Okay, so what do they want to achieve, or what are they sick of? We have to either focus on what's the problem that they want to solve, or what's the goal? What's the thing that they really want? And so it doesn't have to be this formulaic, but it can be. What is it? So we came up with the proper way is the no BS approach to IT for leaders who are sick of mediocrity. Now, I like to play a little game with all this because this is so remarkably simple. And I know when you're talking about your business, sometimes it can get kind of complicated. So I don't know if any of you have seen me before ever, if you follow me on LinkedIn or not. On LinkedIn, I do something every Friday called the Friday Toast. I mean, you can see the whiskey over my shoulder. This isn't a background. This is my office. So in the Friday Toast, I always think of the people who made my week special, and then I pour a rare or otherwise delicious whiskey, and I make a toast in their honor. So in honor of the Friday Toast, we're going to play this little game. What is it? With a Glencairn glass. So a Glencairn glass is a specialized kind of whiskey glass. But what is it? Does anyone want to play? Anyone want to play with me? I can do it myself, but it's not as fun.
I'll play.
All right. Do you mind turning your camera on?
I'm trying. It's having a problem.
Yeah.
All right, that's okay. That's okay. Jamie, keep your camera on, Jamie, because otherwise I'm just staring at myself. I don't want that.
Yeah, it's showing a preview, and when I close that out, nothing comes up. So like it still stays to the.
All right, that's okay, Denise. I got you. I got your picture. Okay. I got your picture right up in front of me. I'm good. All right. So tell me, Denise, what is it?
It's a glass.
It is a glass. So now we started with one. It is a glass. So let's expand it.
So it's a glass.
Who's it for? Who's it for?
It's for people who drink alcohol.
Is it alcohol? Is it an alcohol glass?
Yes.
Well, I think we can get more specific than that.
Okay, so I don't know the differences. Okay, so it's
Okay.
not
Oh, that's
brand
fair. That's
new.
fair.
I
Okay.
feel like
So
it's I feel
what
like
I would
it's a
say,
fancy glass.
it is a fancy glass. It is definitely a fancy glass, and I would say so. I would say that it is a specialized or a fancy glass for whiskey enthusiasts.
Whiskey,
Uh,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
for whiskey enthusiasts who want to experience experience their whiskey drinking or something like that. That's what I would
Right.
say. But
Okay.
that's what I would say for what is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and Sean raised his hand. Sean, you can talk.
I am a drinker, so I was gonna say whiskey glass, fancy whiskey
rock on.
glass.
See,
Oh, Sean, I'll bring you on. Sean, I'll bring you on for the next one. I'll bring you on for the next one, okay?
All right, that was
All right.
PBXing and drinking. As Jamie
That's
said,
awesome.
it's a joke.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell our inside joke, Sean, about PBXing and drinking.
Oh, is that why? No.
So then we get to what does it do? So the first question, what is it? What is it?
Glass.
It's a specialized glass for whiskey enthusiasts who want to experience their whiskey drinking.
Or if you ask my daughter, it's for chocolate milk.
That too. It's a fancy glass for drinking for how old's your daughter?
Sorry, she's 11.
Okay. It is a fancy glass for 11-year-olds to drink chocolate milk and feel really special. All right, so what does it do? Same deal. We don't want to overthink what does it do. We want to start with a power verb. We start with one word. So what I call a power verb, it's not linking. It's not a weak verb. There are verbs that are weak that people use all the time, like help is kind of weak. Empower or enable is kind of weak. And I say it's weak, even though empower literally has power in it. I say it's weak because what you're doing when you use those verbs is you're linking that verb to your audience. And so if I say, we empower you to blah, 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 we empower you to take control of your IT. Well, okay, you're empowering me. I'm not paying you to empower me. I'm paying you to take control of my IT. So that whole empower thing, we can just strike right out. Same deal with enable, help, allow, any permission-based thing, excuse me. Any permission-based thing, allow or permit, those are weasel words. So what we found for proper sky was elevate. What do? We elevate your IT. So why? So what? Why do I care? So what? This is the expand. So you finally get the freedom to focus. We elevate your IT so you finally get the freedom to focus. So again, we know that it is a fancy whiskey glass, or a fancy glass for whiskey enthusiasts who want to experience the whiskey drinking, their whiskey drinking, or it's a fancy glass for 11-year-olds who want to feel special when they drink their chocolate milk. But what does this do?
I don't know.
You could say it holds whiskey. I mean, you wouldn't be wrong. It holds whiskey, but that's not really all it does. What I'd say is
enhances your drinking experience.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure it does, before? But how? Like, because your nose is, I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
it's the shape of the glass that lets
shape
it
of the glass, the way you hold it,
aerate a certain way.
And this also is a great, I don't have this in this as part of this exercise, but how it works is a part of what it does. And so if we were to say, how does it do that? Yeah, well, it does that through the shape of the glass, the bulb at the bottom. It's perfectly sized so your nose can fit right over when your mouth is on the glass. There are lots of different ways that this accentuates the whiskey drinking experience. Rick, did you want to say something?
No, I was just saying the shape of the glass helps the aerate aerate the whiskey, and different whiskeys have different glasses because they have a different particular shape. I don't know if it's a marketing thing, but it
Or
seems to.
even the feeling you get. Do you ever just like when you go on vacation and they put like you could drink a drink in a solo cup and it's the same drink, but when you drink it in a like fancy stem margarita glass, you automatically feel like you have an elevated experience and you feel like summer vibes or I mean I can drink it, my water with lemon out of my Stanley, but if I put it in a wine glass, I'm immediately fancier.
And
All
that's
right.
so you make a huge, let me just jump in here real quick, Sean. You make a great point, Jamie, and this is so important. Emotion and feeling plays such a role in this entire exercise. It's how do we want our audience to feel? It's you think of the Glencairn, yeah, absolutely. When I spend a ton of money on whiskey, I definitely want to enjoy the experience. It's going to be very different. Now, this is full of water right now, but it's going to be very different drinking
Yeah.
whiskey out of this.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, I'm sorry I cut you off.
Oh, I was gonna say a real nice experience is if you guys go to a Japanese steakhouse, you get some real good experices over there.
Yes,
No.
yes, yes.
Their mixed drinks are more than a mixed drink. It's like half the bottle.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you might need one of these.
Yeah.
All right, so why does it matter? This is not why. This is probably the toughest question to answer because this becomes kind of a narrative. And I'm going to go into a little more depth here. Why does it matter is not why does it matter to us? It's why does it matter to you, our audience, right? Why does it matter to the people it should matter to? So there's kind of a formula here. It's context, problem, solution. What context is perspective. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. It's wrapping up, talking about the problem from the perspective of our audience. We want to call out the problem. What's the pain that's felt? And then show the outcome. Why does this matter to them? What's the outcome of this? What's the solution and what's the outcome? So for Proper Sky, you're paying a lot for IT, but you get mediocre results. And instead, elevate your IT so you finally get freedom to focus. Now, let me show you. I do have kind of a narrative we built out for Proper Sky. I'm gonna show you here. All right. So you can see this. I have it on my screen here, so I'm not going to look at all y'all right now. But so what is it? Proper Way is the no BS approach to IT for leaders who are sick of mediocrity. What does it do? It elevates your IT so you finally get the freedom to focus. Why does it matter? I'm getting ahead of myself. So you know what? I'm gonna come back to this one. So put it right there. I'm gonna come back to that one. Let's just try it here first, because I have more to show you before I show you the example. So anyone want to take a stab at this? Is tough, but do you want to take a stab at it with the Glencairn? I'll just do it. All right.
I don't mind trying if you
all
want
right,
me to
take a shot. I'm gonna pour some whiskey for you in a sec.
Yeah, whiskey's expensive, especially the fancy stuff. But drinking it out of a solo cup, right, is not going to give you the best experience. So enhance your experience by using the fancy glass.
There you go. That's pretty good. That's about what I was going to say. So my whole deal with this, I say, I'll pull out some silly thing. When you spend $250 on a bottle of whiskey, you can't settle for that solo cup. You're buying it for the experience, for the aromas, for the taste, just for the experience, for just the feeling you get. So a regular solo cup, that can't give you that. Enter the Glencairn glass. It's a specialized whiskey glass for the whiskey enthusiast who wants to feel special drinking their whiskey. That's essentially what I would do, something like that. It's the same deal. So you
I
got,
forgot the name of the glass. Sorry about
oh, that's okay. That's okay. But you did it. That's exactly it. And the words here right now, you don't get super hung up on the words for why does it matter. What we're doing is we're creating a narrative and this feel, which gives us the bigger picture, and then we can create the story from it. So let me go through some of this and I'll show you the key to all of this. The key to why does it matter is perspective. And it's not your perspective, it's the perspective of your audience. So the story I like to tell with this is about surfing. So I'm not a surfer. I let's just say I actually love the ocean, but let's say that I don't like the ocean. I'm good with the pool. Ocean freaks me out. I don't want to get pulled out. And you're teaching me how to surf. If you start way out here, way out here, trying to, 50 yards out, like, Zach, come on out. It's amazing. Outside of not really hearing you, there's no way I'm going out there because I'm scared. So what do you have to do? You have to take on my perspective. And so you meet me at the front and we're going to dip our toe in. Look, Zach, it's not that scary. It's pretty good. And we start from where I am. So the key with perspective is you want to meet your audience where they are. As a founder or a marketer of something, you absolutely have more knowledge about what it is that you're selling than your audience does. And so you have to meet them where they are. Otherwise, you're just going to overwhelm them with stuff. What we're going for here with perspective is a virtual head nod. When you think of a virtual head nod, it's like, I can't see any of you. I can see Jamie, but when I'm talking to a group, and or even if you're in a sales meeting and you're giving your pitch and you see people nodding their heads, they're with you. With marketing, you can't always be with your audience. You're not going to see them. Sometimes they're just responding to a web page or responding to content or an email or something. What we're going for with perspective is that virtual head nod. The way that we get that virtual head nod is by taking on their perspective. I don't think cams are enabled either, Gary. But anyway,
I think we have to.
We'll do it next time. Presuming I get invited back, we'll see.
You're always invited back.
So the key also to remember with context is it's not about you. Context is never about you, right? So if I'm selling you a Glencairn glass, I'm selling you a Glencairn glass. You're my audience. You're whiskey enthusiasts. I'm looking at it from the perspective of a whiskey enthusiast. I'm not, if I'm a beer drinker and I'm selling you this, I'm not selling you this from my perspective. I'm selling it from your perspective. So if you need help figuring this out, getting to the perspective, a quick, easy 5-minute exercise you can do, you grab the last 5 or 10 emails or call transcripts if you have it from your prospects, from your customers. What's the problem? And how do they articulate that problem? Right. And one of the greatest tricks in copywriting is I told you no hacks, but here's a hack. You pull in the words of your audience and you throw it back at them. It's amazing. I heard somebody say another messaging person say before, like once I realized that I didn't have to create what was being said, it was just a listening exercise. Wow, that just opened everything up for me. So it's listening to how your audience talks about the troubles that they have. Remember that stuff, record it back. Now, after you do this, go look at your homepage headline. Is it speaking to their problems, or is it just speaking to your services? So let me show you a quick real world example. So we have Proper Sky. This is Proper Sky. So like I said, they are an MSP out of Philly, and their headline before was "Smarter Business, Smarter IT," which is what they do. They used to say, "Oh, you're a smarter business, and you want to do smarter business. Well, you should have smarter IT," and that's what we do, smarter IT. We went through that message clarity exercise. Now's the time I should bring this up. Let me do that. We went through this message clarity exercise. There we go. And we came up with these answers. So there's a lot more to it than this, but I wanted to make this clean for all of you. But what is it? It's the no BS approach to IT for leaders who are sick of mediocrity. What does it do? It elevates your IT so you finally get the freedom to focus. Now, this next thing I'm going to read, do not get overwhelmed. This is just what happens when you have a copywriter, positioning messaging person. You don't need to do it this way. It's getting to the essence of it. And I'll point out a few things here. Remember, we're talking context. You're paying a lot for IT, but you're getting mediocre results. That's the problem. Instead, elevate your IT so you finally get freedom to focus, the outcome, the solution. So look for those as I read this. You know it because you felt it, even if you're not quite sure what it was. Mediocre IT. It's the reason you can't stop having the same IT conversations, the reason you can't slow the constant interruptions, the reason you can't get freedom to focus. And when you finally dive in deeper, odds are you ask an extremely technical question. This was an exact quote that they heard from a prospect. Man, we're paying a lot for our IT. What are we actually getting? So how can you know when mediocre IT holds you back? The signs are always there. I'm not going to read all these. Notice these. You have a choice. You can keep hiring IT companies that do IT the regular way, or you can start doing IT the proper way. What's that, you ask? What is it? The no BS approach to IT for leaders who are sick of mediocrity. How does it work? Through a combination of been there, done that, IT expertise, strategic conversations that make a measurable difference, and execution that never stops until the goal is met. The proper way elevates your IT so you finally get freedom to focus. The results, more time, more revenue, more confidence, all leading to mission accomplished, no matter what your mission happens to be. No BS, just proper IT. That's the proper way, only from Proper Sky. Elevate your IT and finally get freedom to focus. Meet the proper way, the no BS approach, no BS IT approach for leaders sick of mediocrity. And when we go to their site today, that's what we see. Elevate your IT, get freedom to focus. Chatbot. No BS, just IT the proper way. Here we go. Context and problem. Are you constantly bogged down by the same IT issues? Freedom starts here. They're focused in on freedom. It's the proper way. Okay, so what do you get? You get freedom to focus. And if you go to the proper, it's right there on their page, and you can read all about their proper way philosophy. So one thing I want to show you from this, I promised in the webinar blurb, right? I promised you a 30-second copy flip. Proper Sky went from talking about themselves to talking about their audience. That's what we want. Notice how in the front, what is it about? Elevate your IT, get freedom to focus. Who's elevating their IT? They are. By hiring Proper Sky, they're elevating their IT. We're flipping the message. They could have said they could have said the no BS approach to IT. A lot of companies do that. They have that headline as what we sell. Some SEO folks, search engine optimization folks will tell you, oh, you gotta put that what you do right on the headline. You can use your sub pages, all these sub pages for SEO. For my clients, I always tell them not to worry as much on the home page about SEO. We need to have the story right. So that's the first step. That's step one. Any questions before I go? I'm happy to share the doc. Yeah, I'm happy to share this. I'll get Jamie the PDF of it. So how about the map it to what you, the next step? The next step is mapping it to what you do. Mapping it to what you do is step two. So I want to introduce you to another MSP. First, I'm going to check my time. Oh, I got to fly now. This is what I was talking about. Okay. So this is Continuous IT. So I worked with Continuous to actually come up with this language. Stop the IT money suck. We were talking about what's the problem. We named the problem the IT money suck. And what is Continuous? They were the only IT company that protects your bottom line. This was okay, but it wasn't working as well as it could. And so Continuous had this idea. One of their founders loves tacos. Absolutely, like everything to this guy is a taco. It's a favor is a taco. A unit of friendship is a taco. Great service is a taco. And so, and this, it's two co-founders. One's super technical. One's more of the marketing guy. This is the super technical guy who didn't want to have anything to do with marketing. We wanted him to feel good about the message. And so Continuous, the other, the co-founder, what can we do so that Jay will love our marketing? He said, I want to do tacos. Okay. So we did it. We mapped all of their product, what they do, we mapped it to tacos. And what we said is we serve up tasty tacos, and we explained what that was. And if you go to the site today, you'll see they're no longer, they were we make IT personal, which anybody could say. Now they're nacho average IT company. And what we did is we did a product mapping exercise. And we were able to do this because we went to the essence for all of these different offerings. So we say, okay, what's the taco? It's co-managed IT. Okay, what's the tortilla? A tortilla is a thing that wraps around everything. Oh, so what's that? Oh, that's easy. That's our 24/7 technical support. What's the protein? The protein's the thing that really matters. Well, that's always going to be the outcome, whatever the client outcome that they're looking for is. Veggies, that's the health. Okay, so what's the health angle on co-managed IT? Oh, it's the compliance. It's technical alignment. What's the cheese? The thing that makes it kind of sticky and gooey, and that's your own personal CIO, your business account manager. And what's the secret sauce here for co-managed IT? It's our people. So they made it real. So this is a page on their site. I can show it to you here. So, you go to their page, their homepage, and they're focused on healthcare IT now. But you see nacho average IT company. You see taco stuff everywhere. Look at this, tacos and Mexican theme. And so they have great copy, all tied back to tacos. And right at the top, if you go to here, what the heck are tasty tacos? What do tacos have to do with IT? We're glad you asked. The tortilla, the quiet hero that holds it all together. The protein, the meat of your business goals. The cheese, the cohesive force that binds the goodness together. The veggies, it's a mistake to skip these. The sauce, it makes it downright tasty. And we popped all of the stuff then that made them special into there. We popped all the stuff that about the health, your health, you, the prospect, in there. So this is what this looks like. Now the third step. Oh, good. We're going to have time for questions. Apply it everywhere. So Continuous, we tested this first. Before we went to the website, we tested this. The first time we did this, it was, you can see this giant paper mache taco, this was huge. They were going to this show in Atlantic City, I remember, and said, we want to do the taco thing. How can we stand out? We're like, we're going to put a giant taco in your booth. And that's what we did. We put a giant taco in the booth, and we had to be able to tell the story. Why do you have a taco in your booth? And so they understood the mapping and all that. And we had signs, like you could see, tacos, and also some important things that are about the industry, because if we just sell tacos, no one's going to get it. So they tested this at a show. The first time they tested it, just didn't even spend a ton of money. I think that taco was like $60, and it blew up. They handed out Chipotle gift cards, and but it blew up at the show. And they're like, we're on to something. And so then we rolled out. We said, let's apply it to a newsletter issue. And so they renamed their newsletter What's Tasty. And they had taco recipes in it, but then it was stories about their customers and how they were serving up tasty tacos to their customers. And then finally, and that was a huge hit. And then finally it was like, you know what? We're good. We're going to apply this everywhere. And it's working for them really well. Proper Sky, same deal. Proper Sky, they took, so they went through, like I said, the message clarity workshop. They took that narrative that I read to you. They applied it to their site. They applied it to their building. This is a sign in their building the proper way. Everything they started doing the proper way. I have, let me see. No, not there. I'm going to find it for you. Is it this one? Yeah. No, that's here's Proper Sky. Yeah. So they started just, you know, I don't know that Jim has more than this. Let's see. Yeah, they did it. They said, what's the proper way? That, you know, they have certain things that were defining what makes up the proper way. And so like their conference rooms are named that stuff. The point is that they embraced it and they put it everywhere in sales conversations, in their materials, on their website. So a bonus tip, and then we'll have some time for questions. Don't quit too soon. You have to test this stuff. And then once you get even just a little bit of positive feedback, just stick with it. Don't quit too soon. When you're sick of it, that's when people are just starting to get it. So I did work with Proper Sky on the proper way about a year ago. And a few weeks ago, they sent me this. So what I want you to focus on is right here. I don't know. You see my arrow by the T?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Right here. When I asked so here's another bonus tip. After someone signs with you, you have a new customer, before they've onboarded, ask them, hey, what was it that made you want to go with us? And then shut your trap and just listen to them and record what they say or ask them in an email so you have it. So that's what I told Proper Sky to do, and that's what they do now. So this is what they said. This is what their client said, tip the scales in their favor. Proper Sky was the only company that clearly defined the proper way to support us. For those reasons, we felt you were the best choice to support our mission and vision. This is because they stuck with it. They applied it everywhere and they stuck with it. So, if you'd like my eyes on your website and you want a quick 3 tips that you can apply immediately, this is super tactical, but this is free. Grab a slot at helpmez.com. A side note, I did just get that URL for this and I made a redirect to a Calendly. So I'm going to pop a Calendly link in the chat so you have it in case that doesn't. Let's see if I have it here. There it is. Oh, great. It worked.
And
Awesome.
I know we have more people on here that are just currently RingLogix partners, but I'm going to say this to my RingLogix partners, and you guys know I don't really mince words. If you do not grab this 20-minute opportunity, every single one of you that are on this call, it's free. I might be real mad at you. So if Zach gets back to me and he says, nobody from RingLogix on this call did this, I might be mad. And you might get an email from me or a phone call because, you know, this is something really cool that he normally charges for, that he does like for our partners and the people that join this call. So please, please, please.
Hey, so just so you know, am I on? Yes, I am.
Yes.
I already put my time in for you.
You better, son. Kick your butt.
I'll look forward to
Doing
our
mine
session.
now.
Thank you, Denise. I won't call out any names, but if Zach comes back to me and he's like, you know, I only got 3 people that did this, but you know, take 20 minutes out of your day and just, you know, check it out. Cause you guys do, you sell the same damn thing as everyone else. When Zach and I talked about this concept for this webinar, Like he was like, I was like, I want it called that because that is like what it is. I don't want to like even mess around with my messaging, like for like us
Yeah.
on this webinar.
So it's funny too. Like everyone has their own thing too. I mean, Jim has a buddy, and also in the MSP world, and he just said to him, "I'm just going to copy your website. Do you mind?" And Jim was like, "Yeah, I mind. It's not going to work for you." And it's not going to work for him because it's not his thing. You can copy the proper way, but it's not your thing. You have to find your thing. You could copy Tasty Tacos, but it's not your thing. It's their thing. They understand the mapping. They did all the work behind it. You have to find your thing. It doesn't matter what it is. You want to make it close to you, because if it's close to you as the MSP owner, as the sales guy, as the marketing person, if it's close to you, then you're going to be able to articulate it so much better. You're going to be able to dive deep on it and make these connections so much easier. So, and no one can copy it without it feeling off. That guy that I was talking about that just he copied his site, and they tweaked some words here and there, but because he tweaked some words here and there, it literally still sounds like every other MSP, where Proper Sky doesn't.
Right. Well, plus they live it, breathe it, own it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But look, it's not always easy to do this, but it's remarkably simple. It's remarkably simple.
Cool.
All right. Any questions? Any questions for me before we mosey on out of here? I'm going to stop my share in a sec. There we go.
Yep, and you got the links. Once again, feel free to share your information with Zach, or he'll maybe grab it when you book a meeting with him. Zach, you had a couple people that shared it at the beginning of the chat. But any questions? I mean, we still have, 4 or 5 minutes.
I do got one for
really-
Jamie after. Sorry.
Go ahead, Sean.
Is it regarding this webinar, Sean? Because if not, we can talk later.
Nope, it's good for after.
Okay, cool. And then Denise, did you have something, or Rick?
Yeah, I just really wanted to make sure I got that document where he listed all that information, like about what the customer's concerns were. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Gabriella sends out a package at the end of every webinar, Denise. So if you signed up, even if you didn't attend, anyone, actually Gabriella, I think you send it to everybody anyways, but it'll be this recording. So usually it's about a day or so, because Zoom webinars has to get the recording together. Gabriella edits all the weird stuff I do out at the beginning of the recording. And then she'll add it to you with any presentation or documents that Zach sends over. So yeah, you'll get the whole package.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I think Rick, you might have had something. Did I hear
Zach,
you?
I had a quick question for you. How, and I don't mean this to rhyme, but Zach, how would being brash tend to backfire? Because I've heard the term, they take the SH out of IT, and there could be guerrilla marketing and stuff like that. But what's your take on?
It really depends. It really depends on your audience and who you want to target. I mean, if you don't feel like you can go too over the top because of your audience, then I wouldn't go too over the top. Also, like taking the SH out of IT, it's.
I'm not using that. I'm just.
No, I know, but I feel like that's overdone. So the other thing that I would do is find the stuff, know the stuff that everybody always says. It's like this isn't brash per se. It's just overdone. I've seen it forever. It's we take care of your IT, so you can take care of business. It sounds cute, but it's used so much. And I bet taking the SH out of IT is probably overused too. But it really depends on your audience. It depends on your audience. There is a fine line between being brash and attracting
cheeky.
the right audience,
right?
So it
You
really
gotta take a risk
it's always, and look, the worst thing that happens if you try something once, the worst thing that happens is nothing. You know, could you, if you put that out there, offend a few people and you lose a few people? Sure. But at the volume that you're likely talking about, it's worth taking the risk to try something.
Gotcha.
But I definitely would try to come up with something that hasn't been done too often.
Got it.
Well,
Thank you.
good question, Rick.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Anybody
It
else?
doesn't, you can stand out without being super brash too. I look at the tacos, like who doesn't love tacos? I mean, some
And
people.
it's so fun. Yeah.
If they can connect IT services to tacos, you can connect them to anything you can think of. If we get down to the essence, to the core of everything, it makes it much easier to connect then, as you saw with that exercise with the tortilla and the cheese and the.
I like that.
All
I'm
right,
looking
rock on.
forward to working with you.
Yeah, rock on. We'll
I
have a good
get a
time.
lot of clicks according to Google. I get a lot of clicks, but nobody calls. So there's something there. Either it's too much information or not. No, I don't know what's happening, but I need some.
Well, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at your site. You said you signed up, so that's awesome. I'll
I
take a look at
did,
your
I
site
did.
and
Yep.
I'll give you some feedback and we can start talking about that. Sure.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Well, big thanks to Jamie and Gabriella and RingLogix.
No,
It's
thank you, sir.
nice to be with all of you today. I hope you got a little something from this.
Yeah, no, it was awesome, Zach. Thank you as always. I always look forward to having you with on our calls. So thank you so much for taking the time. And everyone, thank you. All of our partners and non-partners alike that joined. You got some marketing people on here, Zach. I saw Stephanie in here. So
Oh, rock on.
so thank you everyone that joined today. And hopefully we'll see you soon.